American parent concerned about the drug problem will be outraged to learn that top Nicaraguan government officials are deeply involved in drug trafficking. This picture shows Federico Vaughn, a top aide to one of the 9 commandantes who rule Nicaragua, loading an aircraft with illegal narcotics bound for the United States. No, there seems to be no crime to which the Sandinistas will not stoop.
For years, Pablo Escobar had ruled Colombia through fear. Bombings, assassinations, and billions of dollars in cocaine profits. But by the early 1990s, the king of cocaine was running out of time. The man who once controlled an empire was now the most hunted criminal in the world.
We were living in a life that we felt that power was endless.
In 1991, Escobar made an extraordinary deal with the Colombian government. He agreed to surrender, but there was a condition. He would be imprisoned in a facility he built himself. The prison became known as La Catedral. Instead of a traditional prison, it looked more like a private resort. Inside there were football fields, luxury rooms, a bar, panoramic views of Medellín. Escobar continued running parts of his cartel from inside the prison. The government had essentially allowed the most powerful criminal in the world to design his own jail. But the arrangement would not last.
The most amazing part of Escobar's pseudo-incarceration was what he did in this next room. There was this platform bed, a stereo set, a VCR, a television set, but it wasn't those things that made this room important. It was this desk. Pablo Escobar would sit down behind this desk and continue to run his criminal empire.
In 1992, the Colombian government discovered Escobar was still committing crimes from inside La Catedral. Authorities decided to transfer him to a real prison. But Escobar saw it coming.
You know, when my uncle Gilberto started in this business, he wanted money. He wanted an economic empire, and that's what he worked for. In those days, they had a strategic alliance, my dad, my uncle, and Escobar.
Before soldiers could arrive, he escaped. Escobar disappeared into the mountains surrounding Medellín. the hunt began again, and this time the government was determined to end it. After Escobar's escape, the manhunt intensified. The search bloc, supported by the DEA and U.S. intelligence, launched relentless operations. Meanwhile, a mysterious vigilante group called Los Peeps began targeting Escobar's allies. Cartel members were assassinated. Properties connected to Escobar were destroyed. His empire was collapsing.
Building. It was our family home. We used to live there, but I started to be so aware of the consequences of my father's actions because I was forced to hide more than he. He was more free than I was in that time.
Escobar was losing money, allies, and protection. For the first time in years, he was alone.
Uno está en guerra total, matan niños, mujeres y va enfilado hacia allá.
By late 1993, investigators discovered a weakness. Escobar frequently called his family while hiding.
Inside my little family, there was a lot of love, and that's a huge difference, that could really shape a human being life.
Police began tracking these phone signals. One call lasted too long. It revealed his location inside Medellín.
Constantly, we're picking up information that the situation in the prison was unacceptable, that he was bringing in prostitutes, that he was leaving the prison. They had photographs of him outside the prison, even though he was supposed to be in there.
The search bloc moved in quickly. Escobar had nowhere left to run. On December 2nd, 1993, Colombian police surrounded a house in Medellín. Escobar attempted to escape across the rooftops. Gunfire erupted. Within minutes, Pablo Escobar was dead. He was 44 years old. The man who had once controlled a global cocaine empire had fallen in a small rooftop shootout. Escobar's death marked the end of an era. For years, his cartel had dominated the global cocaine trade. His war against Colombia had killed thousands. Cities had been scarred by bombings. Families had been destroyed.
Le pido a Dios que las madres no tengan que sufrir el dolor que estoy sufriendo yo de ninguna manera. Y yo sé que mi hijo no era tan malo como lo pintaban. Yo sé que a él le atribuían todo lo malo que sucediera. Yo quiero que recuerden lo bueno que hizo porque él no hizo lo malo que dicen. Él hizo canchas, hizo un barrio para los pobres. En eso no se han fijado nunca. Como hijo, mejor dicho, no vuelve a nacer nadie en el mundo. El hombre más noble, no solamente como hijo.
But with Escobar gone, the Medellín Cartel collapsed. Yet the global drug trade did not disappear.
His reign of terror was over, that the citizens of Colombia were infinitely more safe that night simply because one man had been killed. It was exhilarating.
Pablo Escobar began as a street criminal in Medellín. He built one of the richest and most violent empires in history. But in the end, Even the king of cocaine could not escape justice.